بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من المتمسكين بولاية سيدي ومولاي علي بن أبي طالب اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله أما بعد السلام عليكم and welcome to Future Stars live on the Hidayat TV. I'm your host Hidayat and today we are talking about Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, as on Tuesday or Wednesday was his birthday, the 15th of Shaban. We're getting very close to Ramadan, we're really nearing to those days of Ramadan, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about Imam Mahdi alayhi salam and some important things about him, like the definitive signs and what should we do to get closer and get ready for the Imam reappearance. So before I continue, I'd like to introduce my guest.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Misbah.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mohsin.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Hussain.
So before we get onto this topic, like I mentioned, Ramadan is coming really close. It's going to start about
18th as well.
not the 18th, actually 16th. 16th. I believe it's 16th or 17th. Yeah.
I think it's 17th.
No, I actually think it's 6th. So 16th or 17th, yeah. So we leave it at that. So getting really close to Ramadan. You gotta be keeping your fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last year for me, I kept all of them, and Misbah, you kept all of them as well, I think.
Nearly all.
Nearly all, yeah. And this year, inshallah, we can all keep our fast. And people at home, even though you're not baligh, hope you can keep all those fasts and much as you can, so you can get practice for the future as well, for when you have to actually fast throughout the whole month. Really important to get that practice in there, yeah. And throughout Ramadan, we're going to have important programs showing benefits of fasting, and other programs like that. Yeah, topics during the month of Ramadan. So stay tuned for that when we have some important programs. So about Imam Mahdi. So we're going on to Imam Mahdi now. So Misbah, you've got the first thing. So we can start Misbah with the last salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
The belief in the Mahdi is not only an essential doctrine deep-rooted in Islamic faith, it is rather an embodiment of human nature regardless of one's religious affiliations. For it is the universal desire of humans as a whole to try to achieve or at least witness the realization of the ultimate objective of their existence, through which they will achieve perfection and social happiness in its entirety. Therefore, by reason of inner necessity and inspiration, humans will see a day when society will be replete with justice. More importantly, from a religious perspective, the concept of the Mahdi is the culmination of human struggle in the path towards Allah the Almighty. It is when true justice will be established through human hands, but with divine succor, resulting in the prevalence of truth over falsehood and all its offshoots. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil fajr. Thank you, Misbah. So we're going to get straight onto Mohsin. So come start Mohsin after the last salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
And say, truth has now arrived, and falsehood perished, for falsehood by its nature bound to perish. The Holy Quran 1781. Having identified that the need for Imam Mahdi is a subject of inner necessity that is instilled into the hearts of humans and is essential to outline the duties of human race as a whole in trying to achieve the purgatory state of social felicity in the outward absence of the Mahdi, that would lay a foundation for his imminent reappearance. However, in this case, such a state being achieved, it prompts one to question fundamental motive behind the concealment of the Mahdi, despite when the social and political factors are welcome to the presence and its precepts. To this we say, yes indeed, this is exactly where the problem lies. The principle that is delaying the reappearance of the Mahdi is that the people aren't ready to acknowledge the perfect leader and the perfect ideology that is to be established by him, as clearly mentioned by Mahdi himself in some of his narrations. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil. So is as Muslims, it's kind of we have this unique concept of like this ultimate that's coming afterwards, isn't it? Yeah. So we as Shia Muslim, we believe that there's someone that's already out there. We know his mom and dad. We know when he was born. We know where he was born. Yeah, and we know he's out there. Yeah. So we know this person. Yeah, and we know he's gonna come and save us and bring and establish Islam. Yeah. So our duties to this person while we can't see him, because there's one very important hadith is that one of the it was from one of the Imams saying that really true followers are from the people who can't see the Imam but still believe in him. Yeah. So we have this belief that we even if we can't see him, yeah, but we need to still believe in him. Yeah, believe that he is there, and we need to urge for his reappearance. Yeah, and to prepare ourselves to get ready. Yeah, and how might this? So this is a really big question. How can we get ready? Even if you ask elders, yeah, it would be a really hard question to put on them, isn't it? How do we get ready for this person? So how? Do any of you know?
You need to sort yourself out. So whatever problems you have, you need to sort it out before you think you're ready.
Yeah. So sorting yourself out. Yeah. And what else? Do any of you know anything else? Because this is a really hard question, and I believe the most important thing, which I'm gonna leave to near to the end of the show, which I'm gonna mention, which is the most above all things to get ready before the Imam. Yeah. Alright, duties towards the Imam. Yeah. I think because there's a hadith from Imam Raza alayhi salam that there's no Imam, yeah, when a Shia gets ill, he doesn't fall ill for him as well. Yeah. And then going forward, 2 lines into the next, saying that there's no the Imam does not get happy unless the Shia are happy. Yeah. So what does it mean? So you see how the Imam cares for us, saying that there's no Imam that falls ill, there's no Shia that falls ill except the Imam falls ill with him. So saying that he's gonna have the grief that you have, he's gonna have the grief that you have. Yeah. He's gonna be happy when you are happy. Yeah. So what's our duty towards him?
Show him the same respect.
Showing the same respect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go more into the duties, which I believe is the most biggest duty. I'll come towards the end of the show. We said you've got the next week, so we'll start with saying after the last surah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
If our Shia followers, may Allah help and succeed them to His obedience, were united in wholeheartedly honouring the promise and obligation that is upon them, there would have been no delay in meeting us, and bliss and felicity for them would have hastened by seeing us with full knowledge and certainty of testimony to our leadership. Therefore, each and every one of us has to be cognizant of the acts in relation to the part we played during the occultation of the Mahdi. This period has been like none other before, nor is it the test set upon the Muslims Ummah and humanity at large like any before. With lack and direct contact with the divine leader of all of the time, and the many injustices that have overwhelmed today's society, resulting in moral demise on another side, may seek the help of Allah and pray for the hasty reappearance of the Mahdi and his promised victory. Strong faith in the promised triumphance in the midst of unjust and darkness is a means of separating the true believers from the rest. A brief look into history shows endless of these so-called followers who eventually betrayed their leaders and thus put eternal shame and disgrace on themselves. A perfect example being the story of the inhabitants of Kufa in Iraq at the time of the great ancestor of the Mahdi, Imam Hussein, son of Imam Ali alayhi salam, for whom he wept blood every day until the day of his reappearance. Certainly, those fortunate and blessed individuals who would take part in this grand culmination of servitude, which will result in the prevalence of truth over all forms of falsehood, will be those whose convictions in the Mahdi and the promised day its result. The believers who will be constantly tested by those who aim is stanchiously fixed in denying the Mahdi by using arguments such as his age, for the Mahdi age is now 1,176 years. Many find it difficult to believe that a human can live for a period of this length. However, the impossibility in this objection is relative and its relation is to some person, place and time. What is impossibility to one person, time or place may be very possible to another, as we well know. Moreover, it should be said that living for such a length of time is neither a scientific nor a logical impossibility. Today, scientists have succeeded in prolonging the life of certain animals hundreds of times beyond their normal lifespan by artificially creating conditions that delay the deterioration of the tissues and cells. The failure of this being effectively carried out on humans is merely due to the increased difficulties involved. However, it is in no way an impossibility from a scientific point of view to achieve this in the future. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil. So saying talk a little bit of some people that come across that saying how can this Mahdi, because now how is like 1,000 something,
1,136,
yeah.
I think he said.
So if we say mention some scientific stuff there, but if we look at it as just a religious perspective, yeah, one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Allah, He's God, isn't He? If He wants to prolong a life from for 10,000 years, He can do that. Yeah? Can't He? Yeah? If He wants to reduce someone's life to 1 year, He can. Yeah? Can't He?
Yeah.
And if we look in the Quran, yeah, or the hadith is about which prophet lived for a really long time?
Prophet Noor.
Yeah.
He lived
Like
for 950 years. Or maybe over.
Yeah, I think over that, I think.
Yeah.
Even over that, yeah. So, if we even look from a religious perspective, you can see as Muslims we have examples of people living over that, over the limit that a normal human can go. Yeah. And anyway, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that He doesn't leave this earth without a proof of His existence, without hujjah on the earth. So we need to have these questions in our back of our mind, saying, who can this be without Imam Mahdi? Who can that be without Imam Mahdi? What's his hujjah? Yeah, so we need to watch these examples and have these responses as well. So Bismillah, you've got the next week to start Bismillah with Allah salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Imam Mahdi alayhi salam was born on the 15th of Shaban in the year 255 after Hijrah. His birth was kept secret since the authorities of the time were actively seeking to execute him should he be found alive. The circumstances of his birth were therefore very similar to that of Prophet Moses alayhi salam, who was also been searched for by the authorities of this time, for the Pharaoh was well aware of the prophecy that a child would grow up to prevail over him and his evil rule, and would replace this with the belief in the true one God, whose power, might and wisdom is absolute. Similarly, the Abbasid Khalifa was well aware of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam and how he would fill the world with justice and truth after he had been filled with injustice and falsehood. From several traditions originating from Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, these narrations are present to date in both Shia and Sunni books. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil. Mostly because next week, so we start most of the house salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
The world will not come to an end until a man from the descendants of Hussein takes charge of the affairs of the world and fills it with justice and equity, and is filled with injustice and tyranny. At the age of 5, of the tragic martyrdom of his father, the 11th divine successor of Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hassan, son of Ali, Imam Muhammad Mahdi went into a mirror oculation during this period. Imam Mahdi was in contact with his followers through appointed deputies. This lasted for a period of about 69 years. A few days before the death of his fourth and final deputy, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam informed the followers through his deputy that there would be no more deputies after the death of the current one, and after this period Imam Mahdi alayhi salam would go into a major oculation which he would continue until the day Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants permission to the Imam alayhi salam to manifest himself. During this period, none to be able to approach him, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, through deputies or through direct contact. In regards to the nature of the appearance of the Imam Mahdi, in his reply, Prophet Muhammad likened the time of the appearance of Mahdi to that of the hour of resurrection, and then narrated the Quranic verse. He alone will manifest it at his proper time. It is heavy in the heavens and the earth. Commit not to you save the unawares. An important question is raised in the relation to this specific period by those who doubt or question existence of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. What is the benefit of divine Imam to his followers during occultation? Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil fajr. So, at the age of 5, when Imam Hassan Askari, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, when Imam Hassan Askari alayhi salam actually passed away, got martyred, he was at the age of 5, and at that time he went into a minor occultation, and at this point he appointed people his deputies. Yeah, he appointed people which he would talk to his deputies. So he had one deputy, and then another after that. After they passed away, another after that. So he had 4 deputies in total. Yeah. So if people had any questions, any queries, they would ask the deputy, and the deputy would ask the Imam. Yeah. So and any things that the Imam had to tell the Shia would go through the deputy. Yeah. So this was a way to stop the Abbasid Khalifa from harming the Imam or doing anything like that. Yeah. So after the 4th deputy passed away, he told the Shia that he is now going into that there will be no deputies now after this 4th one, and then he will be going into greater occultation. Yeah, that will continue until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells him that he can now come out of occultation as well. Yeah, but why would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at that point tell him to come out of ghaiba?
Because the world will be filled with injustice, and
yeah, but what would be the demands on us for when he will come out of occultation? What would be the demands on us? No, the demands on us.
Yeah, 313 pure Muslims.
No.
not the demand. Like what would we have to do?
That's obviously one thing, that there will be 313 pure Muslims, but that isn't the demand that we need to have. Is that we need to be
more like ready.
Yeah, but we need to be ready as well. But we need to have this thing that we have this connection with the Imam, yeah, and we have taqwa, yeah, we have taqwa, yeah. Taqwa is very easy thing to say but a hard thing to practice, yeah. What is taqwa?
Taqwa is when you're pious and you can you know a lot of things, and like
that's not exactly what taqwa is. It's when you know the difference between
right and
wrong, yeah, and you can see the what will this bad thing cause for you, yeah. So you can easily control yourself from doing that bad thing. You can easily control yourself from stealing, and then you would pick the right thing, do salah. Yeah. So we need to have this taqwa, yeah, and this intizar, this kind of action in ourselves, this awaiting for the Imam, yeah, and we can practically do this as well by establishing really important centers and by teaching Islam as well, yeah. So saying you've got the next week, so start saying Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
An important question is raised in relation to this specific period by those who doubt or question the existence of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. What is the benefit of divine Imam to his father during the occultation? In order to answer this question, one should realize that the position and the role of an Imam is not only to administer the affairs and the needs of a Muslim Ummah, rather he is the link between man and God, the link between the material and the spiritual worlds. Moreover, his physical presence or absence has no bearings on his position in regards to this role. This can be derived from one of the sayings narrated by Imam Mahdi alayhi salam himself. My benefit to the people during my occultation is similar to that of the sun when it disappears from sight behind the clouds. In examining the above saying from a scientific approach, we understand that just like how the earth is sustained with the sun's energy and light irrespective of whether it is behind clouds. Similarly, we derive immense spiritual benefit from our Imam regardless of whether he is physically with us or not. Furthermore, one can also obtain another important role of Imamat from the saying above. Today we know the sun is the center of the solar system, and its existence nourishes and nurtures for the planetary objects around it. Similarly, Imam's sole presence, whether active or not, is of paramount importance, as it is a source of life for all, as without the existence of God, proof on earth, the word is tantamount is to complete annihilation. We therefore have the mindset of what we do and should endeavour in making our souls pure by nourishing them with the divine light, thus making our souls a abode for Allah and His beloved angels. Spiritual perfection should be our goal, and if there is any doubt as to whether Imam is aware of our acts and overlooking the rather of our followers, a saying from Imam Mahdi alayhi salam should suffice. We have not ignored your consideration and have not forgotten your mention. Otherwise, hardship would have descended upon you and your enemies would have exterminated you. Imam Mahdi alayhi salam is therefore watching over our affairs and is patiently awaiting our response to his call. The matter regarding the return of Imam is not one simply related to awaiting a time frame chosen by the Almighty Allah. Rather, in accordance to the narration from Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, it has a direct relationship with our own actions. As he says, the best of actions is awaiting the return. So what?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. The Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, he's got two titles, yeah? The awaited one and the waiting one, yeah? So he's being awaited and he is waiting as well, yeah? What could the awaited one, what could it mean with that?
We're waiting for him to return.
Yeah, we're waiting for him. The waiting one,
he's waiting for us to become ready for him.
Yeah.
He's waiting for that day when he would come back. And he's waiting and watching us, like Hussein was saying. He's watching us and overlooking us, because every there's a narration saying every week our actions are brought to the Imam. No. I think it's once a year, a period in a year comes, all our actions are brought to the Imam. Yeah, and then our Imam sees all of our actions. Yeah, so the Imam is overlooking and he is waiting for us. Yeah, he is waiting for us, which is a really important thing, because we need to get better. And Hussein said to do this we need spiritual perfection. We need to perfect ourselves. Yeah, obviously there will be Shia who will not do this, but we need a majority, yeah, to actually take this aboard and do this, yeah, which is a really important thing. We're gonna have we're gonna, I think, finish that bit off. Mohsin, you and Misbah are gonna be next, and then I'm gonna go on to some of the signs of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. So Misbah, you will next week. So we'll start Misbah with the last one. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
The emphasis in this saying is on the word actions, because it is in reference to participating in an action in order to bring about the awaited time. From this narration stems the school of awaiting, which is a comprehensive study into the necessary approaches and actions of the Muslim community in order to hasten the appearance of the return. It is therefore necessary for everyone to work tirelessly for this objective and to remember that this mission is the only legitimate solution to the problems faced by mankind at large. It is the responsibility of everyone to remind those around them of this sacred mission, and it is likewise their responsibility to sacrifice their time, efforts and even their finances for the cause of the awaited Imam.
Salawat Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Most of you the next thing, so start most of salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
It is a frequent thing amongst many Muslims when they remember the martyrs of Karbala to chant, if only we were with you, for surely we would have been victorious. We today that opinion. We have an Imam in occultation waiting for us. Reach out towards him. He is patiently waiting for that time to come when a small group of people would truly be his followers, such that he may appear and lead this Muslim Ummah towards salvation, and yet we as people sitting and doing nothing. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Thank you. So it really gave some important things there. Yeah, and I'm going on. We can talk a little bit about that. Nearing towards, we're actually nearing towards the end of the show, but getting into those 5-10 minutes, last 5-10 minutes. All right, so there are categories about these signs of the appearance of the Imam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know these two categories?
Yeah.
And might. Like.
Yeah. So there's categories of signs that signs that might happen depending on the circumstances, and signs that are definitely going to happen. Definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna mention some of these signs. Yeah. So one of the signs is the heavenly call. Yeah. So this is a sign when the Imam appears, and then there will be a noise heard around the whole earth saying that the Mahdi has come, has appeared. Yeah. So this would be in the language of the person who's hearing it, obviously. So to everyone, this will be heard. Every person on the earth. Yeah. And then the advent of Sufyani. Yeah. And this takes place 15 months before the reappearance of the Imam. Yeah. So 15 months before this heavenly call. Yeah. And he will have mobilized an army.
He'll be
Yeah. He would have this great power as well. And then there will be another sign, swallowing of Bayda. So this is third sign, swallowing of Bayda. This will happen to the army of Sufyani.
What's Bayda?
Bayda is a place, yeah, which when the army is coming from wherever they are, yeah, they'll be going towards Makkah, Medina, the first, and they will destroy Medina, yeah, and they'll be going towards, because they hear of this Mahdi coming, and they will go through, and then there will be actually like an earthquake type thing, and it will swallow their army, yeah. And then two men, Yamani and Khurasani, yeah. So these are two men which will come at the same time of Sufyani, yeah. So there's a hadith saying that there will be three people, Sufyani, Yamani and Khurasani. They will both appear on the same month, at the same day, same time, yeah. So these three people. So the good, who do you think are the good ones out of these?
Yamani and
Khurasani, yeah. So these are the two people, really important people that will take stand in the fight against Shaitan, yeah, and will join Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, yeah. What was it?
Mahdi said something about there would be there would be some people, the first people who ever saw Imam Mahdi, the same people will see him again when he comes.
Yeah, I don't know much about that, but maybe if you talk a little bit more, research a little bit more about that in the next show, we can talk a little bit more about that as well. And then another one is killing of a pure soul. Yeah. So someone will die next to the Kaaba. Yeah. So someone will be killed next to the Kaaba. Yeah. And this is 15 days before the Imam coming. So these are definitive signs that will happen before the Imam would appear. Yeah. So we need to be looking at these signs, not only looking at these signs, while looking at these signs, doing some important things, which I will get onto right now, which I'm gonna say, which is one of the most important things that we need to think about before establishing anything. Yeah. When our duties come to the Imam alayhi salam, one of the most important thing, and I'm gonna give you hadith. I'll give you a hadith from Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Yeah. The Imam Hussein at Karbala, he was given advice where he would always come out and talk to the Yazid army, saying important things about Islam and how they are wrong. Yeah, and he was given this advice, and he was talking to the army of Yazid, and he said, "You will not listen to me because your stomachs are full of haram. You will not listen to me because your stomachs are full of haram, and Allah has set a seal upon your hearts." What does that mean?
It means that
because they've had this haram, because they are indulged in this haram, their minds are totally gone, that they can't figure out anything. Yeah, they can't.
Like brainless.
So they will not understand. So Imam Hussein is saying, I will talk so much, I'm talking and I'm giving you so much advice, but you will never listen to me because your stomachs are full of haram. Your actions are full of haram. What are you doing is full of haram. So when we put it on nowadays, we all are saying, yes, when the Imam comes, I'll be there. I'm gonna fight with the Imam. I'm gonna do all of this. Yeah? But we need to think about this hadith. If our stomachs, our mind, our mouth, our eyes, our ears are full of haram, we will not listen to the Imam. Because we need to think about this. We need to clear everything, our stomach, eyes, nose, mouth, ears, our mind, from all of this haram, and then we'll be ready for the Imam. That's a really important thing, which I believe, that if we clear ourselves, have this taqwa, we clear ourselves of all this haram, then we will definitely be ready for the Imam. No doubt. Yeah? So this is a really important thing that people at home should listen. Clear ourselves of all this haram, and then definitely you will be ready for the Imam alayhi salam. So we'll see you next week, same time, same place on Hidayat TV. But until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.